Hi there, my name's Kieran Porter. I have conversion disorder, and this is the first video log I have done in a while. Sorry for not putting them up there as quickly as I probably would have hoped for, but I do have good news that I hope will justify that reason. I haven't had seizures, drumroll, for 48 days now, which is the best I have done since before I was sick, so excellent news. Apart from that, I've got almost symptom-free. I've got the occasional tics, but that's really the only way I talk about it, so now that I've mentioned it, you may find I might tick a little bit. What else? I've had maybe 2 or 3 episodes of dystonia just in the last couple of weeks, but before that there was none of that. And lucky me, I've developed hallucinations. Yay. On the bright side of it all, I have figured out how to work a way. This is going to sound really weird. I'm going to say it again. I figured out a way to figure out why my symptoms occur. So when I get a new symptom, I can go, okay, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, that's why this symptom has occurred. Now that I know what's caused the symptom to occur, I can now do something about it and get rid of the symptom quicker and easier than what I used to do, which was just suppress it and make it worse. But now that I can talk and express myself, I've gotten so much better. I've also learned to control my emotions a bit more. That only happened in the last week or so, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first of all, the hallucinations. I'll tell you why the hallucinations happened at first, and then it might make a bit more sense when I'm explaining it. The hallucinations happened because I had a few self-harming thoughts a few weeks ago. Now, I refused to self-harm. Absolutely refused, not going there, not gonna do it. And so what the conversion disorder, being the clever little thing it is, it forced me to self-harm. And by doing that, all it did was gave me a rather severe episode of dystonia for about an hour or so. It wasn't pleasant. Like I said, one of the more severe episodes I've had. But what I did was I continually told myself throughout the entire episode of dystonia was, I am worth it. I am worth it. And I said that continually over and over and over again. And whilst it made the dystonia worse at the time, I think eventually the conversion disorder got the message saying, I'm worth it, I'm not going to let you ruin this for me, I'm not going to let you hurt me. So it started to relax with the aid of some Valium, and it kind of just figured, I guess, that the physical pain's not going to hurt me so much. Because I've been through a fair bit of physical pain with all this conversion disorder stuff, and so it's not going to hurt me as much. And so about an hour or two later, when I was at home, it tried a different tact. It tried what I'm calling psychological pain. And what it did was it started the hallucinations. Okay? I'll explain what I was hallucinating about in a bit. So it just basically tried to scare me a lot with these hallucinations. But after a while, I think it was the second time I had it, after that second time I started to finally figure out that these hallucinations couldn't hurt me. And so, once again, it tries a different tact. And it actually got me on this third tactic. It tried emotional pain. And that's where it really got me. And that wasn't terrifying to watch, but it just hurt so much to watch. It was kind of horrific to watch. And so I'll explain what I was hallucinating about so you get a better picture of what I'm talking about now. The hallucinations at first were, well, the first hallucination I had, I was on my bed, I think I was watching some television, and I looked over to the doorway and I saw this doctor, like this really stereotypical doctor in the white lab coat and big syringe full of some liquid, and he kind of just came over to me trying to stab me with this syringe and inject the drug that was in it into me. And naturally I started to scream. I was terrified, and I'm just trying to push this hallucination away. And fortunately my mother came in and she helped calm me down, just telling me that it's not there, it's not real. And so I got into my head that it wasn't real, it couldn't hurt me, etc. But then it must have been like 6 hours that I was hallucinating. I swear it must have been that long. Because all night I was just terrified. I was running away from these hallucination doctors. And it was a whole team of them. And fortunately for me, at one stage I found some friendly hallucinations. Two of them. And being the personality that I am, a bit of a rescuer personality, I decided that I had to protect these two friendly hallucinations. And so I did. As crazy as it seems, I was protecting nothing from nothing. But to me, it was very real. And so at one stage, one of the doctors found me, and so I didn't have the most pleasant experience after that, because I kind of pushed this hallucination up against the wall or the wardrobe or whatever it was, and I strangled it to death. I strangled the hallucination to death. And it wasn't pleasant. I know it wasn't real, and even at the time there was part of me saying that this isn't real. But still, the feeling that, even though this wasn't real, the feeling that I was taking the life out of something, it just really wasn't pleasant. And I kind of just sat on my bed after that, not doing much. And then another one came in, and somehow I got a hallucination gun. I don't know how that happened. So I kind of shot that hallucination in the chest with my hallucinated gun. And then after a while, these two friendlier hallucinations, they kind of brought me back to reality because they calmed me down. And once I was calm, I could figure out that this wasn't real, and I could just work my way back to reality. So that was helpful. And then, 2 days later, 3 days later, I had another hallucination. Same idea, but this time it was at school, of all places to have it. And so I'm running around the car park, trying to get away from these mad doctors. I also hallucinated about a mammoth in the car park. Anyway, my mum took me home, and by the time I got home, I'd started to figure out that these hallucinations couldn't hurt me. No matter what happened, they couldn't hurt me. And so the psychological pain went away a bit. And the conversion disorder tried a new tactic, like I said, the emotional pain. And like I said before, that's where it really got me. Because this time I was hallucinating about a good friend of mine being tortured over and over again. And they just didn't die. I won't go into the details of how they're being tortured because it's kind of upsetting for me and don't want to upset anyone else. But yeah, it was torturous is the best word to watch. And just hundreds and hundreds of times I watched this friend being killed and brought back to life, etc. And it just wasn't pleasant, and it broke me down into tears because I couldn't do anything to help them. The rescuer personality in me, I couldn't rescue this person, I couldn't help them. So that was hard for me. And that just went on for the rest of the afternoon, just having to watch my friend being tortured like that. And that was hard. But on the bright side, I did learn a lesson out of all these hallucinations. I learned how to control myself emotionally. And that was really good, because I had another hallucination of the same friend being tortured. But it didn't disturb me as much this time, because I could control my emotions. And whilst after a couple of hours of watching it, it kind of sent me a bit crazy, I wasn't breaking down into tears, I wasn't falling apart at the sight of it. Granted, I think I'd been a bit desensitized to it, but I'd learned to control myself, and I managed to bring myself back quicker than I had the last time. Anyway, I think that's enough from me today. I think that's my longest video I've done in a log, so I think I'll cut it off here. I hope you all have a good day. I'm having a good day at the moment, which is good. Sorry for the background noises. Crazy dogs. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you, and like I said, have a good day.